Well, welcome everybody. We're expanding the scope of the channel, looking to add a different element to what we do with our name, Rebelling Against the Indoors. Part of that is knowing what is out there for outdoor gear, outdoor equipment, and so in particular, we're calling this Montana Made. And so we're going to spend some time. I'm on a mountain road, so when I'm looking at you guys, I promise I'm not on a highway. But we're going to spend some time going through, and hopefully I can get in with a bunch of all these brands that you may not have realized are actually made here in Montana. From smaller brands that kind of fly under the radar a little bit, that maybe shouldn't because of what they produce. In particular, like today, we're going to go talk with Glenn and Kelly Thresher with Happy Hooker. They sponsored a episode with us this winter, but we're going to spend a little more time focusing on their story, their shop, which their shop's kind of back here a little ways. They're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but they that's kind of the, I don't know, captures Montana, I guess. So we're gonna go talk with them today, but there's even brands like Defiance and the rifles and actions they make. Hopefully I can get in with them. We have, I think, Stone Glacier, I want to say. I know it's made in the US, but based in Bozeman. So we're gonna spend some time, I think, over the next few months trying to get in and talk with these folks and get their stories and see their products, and hopefully give all of you a better understanding, not just of what they offer, but the company itself. I think anymore with today's climate, politically speaking, your dollar is a vote. And not that I want to go political, that's kind of not the point of this, but it helps give you hopefully more confidence that when you're spending your money on a product at a store, you understand where it's going and who it's supporting. So I kind of want to add a little more of that aspect to the channel, add some of the education aspect. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna keep driving in back here and on this bumpy road, and we'll bring you guys back once we get to Glenn and Kelly's workshop and show you what they're about. So again, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. I hope you guys enjoy this segment of our channel as we expand and do more. So we'll be right back and have some hopefully good episode and content for you.
Happy Hooker, the very first one, I still have it, was a metal.
Really?
I had some channel that
Okay.
had been formed out of 26 gauge galvanized, and I still have lots of it out there. So I took two pieces of that and shaped it so that forced it to telescope over itself, and that's what I made the first one out of. And as I said, we purchased some PVC bars, run it through the table saw until we come up with when we got to that stage, it was pretty close to the real thing, the final thing.
And then we made lots of little changes,
Sure.
just enough to make Jim go crazy.
Well, it is important to be accurate. It's important to be right.
Yep.
I mean, if you're going to do it and address the issues that we've all experienced on the ice with auto setters previously,
Yep.
It would be a horrendous thing to go out there looking like a fool because you didn't
Right.
take the time to address these
Well, you
issues.
couldn't be any more right. Even hole sizes, hole diameters to fit the proper screw, it causes sloppiness. And overall, if you have sloppy, many sloppy situations with it, in harmony, you have a sloppy piece.
And God bless James at Essentra.
Oh boy,
James Underwood, that man.
he's from
He has
Essentra.
Patience of
Components.
Job. That guy.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have two knobs so you can set the sensitivity.
Yep.
So you can get it really super light for those perch,
Oh yeah.
or you can set it.
Fingers.
Yeah.
That was my own
You had it
fault.
just a bit too light.
I had a little light, and my idiocy. I should have pulled a hook, and I didn't pull a hook.
Yeah, we
But
never-
I mean, to its credit, I mean, it was a lot lighter than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed tinkering around with it. It's a good
Yeah.
good
Yes.
system that you guys came up with.
And then the other part of the trigger has a little notch in it.
Mm.
If you wanted to use live bait, if you're allowed to use live bait,
Right.
or if you're going for the lake trout or a heavier fish,
Sure.
you know, so that it doesn't get set off. We even use ours on our boat
Oh yeah.
during the summertime.
Oh, that would be
You know.
interesting.
For still fishing and drift fishing,
Mhm.
if the wind's like almost dead calm, it works real good. It'll hook up on perch and walleyes just as good as you're holding it.
Yeah.
We put one on one side of the boat. We fish over here with a regular rod, and you hear that go off. It's kind of exciting.
Oh yeah. Well, nothing like ice fishing in the dead heat of summer.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right?
Exactly.
you get a little lonesome without the ice. Well,
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
Well, like I said, we're driving down south from where we're at in Helena, kind of outside Whitehall, between Whitehall and Butte. I mean, it's pretty well middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Just to visit with Glenn and Kelly Thresher with Happy Hooker, with doing the Montana Made series I want to do with the channel and kind of expand our scope. Like I was saying, we did a sponsored video. You guys came up and, well, Glenn, you were comfortably at home, nice and warm.
Right.
To fish. I'll put the link to that video in this one here, and so I figured you guys would be a great start to kind of kick off what I want to do with the channel, and kind of hear your story and what kind of got the gears turning to get you guys innovating and adding some competition to the auto hooker market. So
Sure.
I'm very curious to hear the story.
Well, actually, first you have to be interested in ice fishing, and we're passionate about it. A lot of our friends, our son is, and so we knew from being ice fishermen that there seems to be a need for a device that will not freeze up, and something that we saw some multiple changes would be very beneficial, and so on. And so we just played with some designs changes to some existing auto hookers, and we wanted to be made in America, in Montana, and so one of the problems that existed was a freezing trigger situation in a
Absolutely.
competitor. It's blue and gray, and we developed a sear action trigger, a two-part trigger. When it passes itself, it has a drop-off. It won't freeze up, and that's what was needed. We added a total of 4 stabilizers, so if a large fish is there, we have a forward stabilizer at 45 degrees on each side. The tip action is at 45 degrees to the ice hole, and we have covered that, and we have the ones in the rear. So we haven't had one tip over yet, and we've got quite a few out there on the market. So that's how that started, and so we came back and we both retired, and of course I was already retired, but Kelly is a retired oncology nurse. I'm a retired engineer. We just started playing with ideas every night, it seems, and we kept making prototypes, buy materials from McMaster Carr, run it through the table saw, and just use different components for fasteners and so on.
We've come a long way since that first one.
That is
Yeah.
the truth.
Now, how much? So, let's start from you decided you want to do this. We'll make that the starting point to what it is now.
Yep.
What was that time frame, roughly?
Oh, I think he started designing during ice fishing season, so probably around January,
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was
Yep.
taking that legal nurse consulting class.
right.
And then I would say until April, when we first started talking to our plastics guy at PDM Plastic in Manhattan. And we drove him crazy, and it made
Right.
multiple changes.
he was making, of course, the CAD files and then doing 3D printouts.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So it took a few times to
Yeah.
get that right.
So I think it was until October when we got our first load of plastic to start putting them together.
Look at you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are right. It's been difficult because, you know, we're pretty much in the saddle state, you know.
And Justin at Montana Commerce has been very good to
Yeah,
us.
they
Very
have.
good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. He's been paying for like half of a couple of shows that we're doing,
Wow.
and he's a great source of information and resources.
Justin Billieu.
Yep,
Okay.
you know. So
Yeah.
shout out to him
Absolutely.
and the whole, you know, Montana Commerce. Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into getting your finished product.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot of costs that people don't think of, and you know, they look at it and they say, wow, it's $59 just for the device,
Right.
but you know, there's you know, the packaging and the innovations and each little screw and each little
The two
washer.
molds,
and-
we bought 2 molds,
yeah,
had them tooled, and it's a big expense.
Oh, I
It-
bet.
But it's, you know, it's part of business.
and we have a girl that comes and helps us put them together,
Oh,
so
very good.
you know,
And this year we will have more people.
hopefully we need them. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, before long, hopefully you'll need a whole warehouse.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
we've
start
done a lot
shipping
to
out.
promote the Happy Hooker.
Yeah.
You know, we've made 2 trips. The first trip to New York State, and we hit as many shops as we could there into Pennsylvania. And then the second time we started in New York, and we drove all the way from New York all through the Great Lakes and to Montana. We took a 4,000-mile trip. And we shunpiked it the whole way. We didn't hit the interstate until Red Lodge.
Shun-piked it the whole way,
Yeah.
hitting shops, and what was really motivating for us was each time we would meet someone,
Yep.
the buyer of a store or whatever, the enthusiasm they had when they saw it. It was genuine.
Yep.
They said,
That's
well, now
awesome.
this is nice. And they all, we didn't get much for turn down.
No.
If we did, it was because someone already had, you know, something else in there.
Yeah, too many.
Sure.
But
Well-
yeah, so we did very well.
And he comes from a packaging industry where he
okay.
was designing packaging. So our packaging is top notch.
Heck yeah.
And
Oh,
we,
that's awesome.
It's a blister card
Yep.
with a hang feature at top, hangs vertically.
yep, we get that from Lee in California.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And
So there isn't a part on these that is from anywhere overseas.
no, there's not.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
It's something we demanded from each supplier, component supplier, and I think one of them has a stud, a threaded stud that may come from someplace, but I don't know where that is.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Mm.
But other than that,
And I think I really need to go there and get it myself.
oh yeah,
And this is a long time coming because with his engineering background, we've been together, 42 years now.
Mhm.
And we have files of
Mm.
drawings of stuff that he should have been manufacturing years ago.
Sure.
And finally, something,
pans out.
yeah,
Absolutely.
we actually followed up on it and did it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's seems like it's got a pretty strong start. You guys have only been doing it, well, realistically being able to sell the product for a little less than a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
less than
Yeah.
a year. That's exactly correct. And I'd like to take a moment to say that, you know, this is for folks that see us out on the market, and when they see our price, they need to remember if they're buying it without the point of purchase blister card, but they're buying it with a tube,
Mhm.
they're getting the benefit for that price of having the tube. It'll get to them in a tube, telescoping tube, that stores it for the cold temperatures when they're out there on the ice and when they throw it in their tackle box. It's in a protective tube. No one else offers that. So
Right.
they need to remember they will be getting that with their device. If they're, one of the things I think that people will realize once they're around a Happy Hooker, that how compact it is. And that, the reason for that is the rod holder is not a separate part. It takes up separate space.
Yep.
What it does is telescopes over the main base, pulls back, stands up, and therefore it's only 2 1/16 inch by 2 1/16, that dimension. So we supply that tube, and it fits in a tube that is very strong.
So
But we wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't have that compact.
all the anglers out there, they can get 10 or 12 in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to stop at just
Yeah.
one.
No, no.
Well, and I mean, for where we are, we can have up to 6 lines in the water per
Right.
angler.
Yeah, exactly.
So it
Yeah.
pays to have that many
Yeah.
in the water.
And people do have that many.
Mhm.
People have that many auto hookers. I was very surprised to see how many, and you know, we're all for it. We're,
Yeah.
we make about 6 or 8,000 this year, so
Get your order in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been buying season, and you guys are just getting started. I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully, get the word out this year, and you guys have ICAST coming up. here.
ICAST, yep, this month
Yeah,
in
10
Orlando.
yeah, Orlando. Oh,
Mhm.
that's gonna be a little change up. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been warm here, but not that warm.
Yeah.
So
Today's beautiful. It's like it's 68, and then we're gonna go there in 90.
high humidity. Oh
Yeah,
boy,
it'll be great.
It'll be worth it, I think. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Well, cool. Well, let's. I mean, we're here at the shop. I mean, you guys do it right out of your home.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. Yeah, the commute to work is something.
Oh man, yeah. Wake up, make a coffee, and then walk
Oh,
down
look,
those
it's
steps.
snowing. Too bad.
Ah, bummer. So, yeah, you guys been generous to host us, and so I want to show you all you viewers kind of, you know, they're really embracing that Montana spirit, you know, the entrepreneurial side of it as well, and we're gonna go ahead and walk through the shop, show you their product and
Good.
how they do things, and yeah.
Okay.
When we do our assembly line here, it's usually me, and we have a neighbor that comes up and works with us. Her name is Pam. So I start out the process. I put these triggers on, which, you know, we had to make a few changes with the mold because the nut pockets were a little bit large for our nuts. See, they're just kind of regular nuts here. So we, instead of changing the mold, we went with these square nuts. So now we can put the square nuts in. It goes in a lot easier. So that's going to make my life a lot better for the next 5,000 that we're going to start this month. So that should go a lot quicker. This is where we changed it up with our 2.0 version to make the tuning of the fishing rod a little bit easier, and so you can set it for the kind of fish that you're going for.
okay, we're going to show you how to tune a Happy Hooker trigger system to a chosen fishing rod. You only have to do it one time per different fishing rod. But so you tighten up first the rear trigger, the rear portion. You tighten that up to resist the rod from going off on its own, just about like that. So that's the proper setting for it now. And that enables you to have a very sensitive light setting up front here for this front portion of the trigger. And therefore, if a 2-inch perch hits it, he's going to set it off and hook him in the upper lip.
When we come down here and we put these on, the rod holders, right now we have the rivets going in this way, and it has a little washer inside. I don't know if you can see that, but we've eliminated that washer. We have a different rivet now that we just pop in from the inside out. So that's going to eliminate that washer and make that process a little bit quicker too. and then Pam takes over and she puts on, she puts the two pieces together here. 'Cause right now we have this piece and then the front piece that holds the triggers. She puts those together and puts the nuts in with the stabilizers. And so this one here, where it goes together, had a little washer that you had to put on there. So it was a little difficult to hold that washer and get it started, and you have to have it a certain way, the shiny side up and of the washer, so it's a little difficult. So we started using this little thing. So you just put it on there, and then you put your screwdriver there, and it goes right in, tightens up. So it's all a work in progress. We're trying to make it so that it's quick and easy and gets together, so we can get them all put together so you can buy them.
Well, thank you for the tour. Hopefully all you guys saw and will help support them. I know we're going to use them this winter. Hopefully get some big lake trout, maybe some pike, hopefully a walleye.
Yeah.
We'll see what we get. But
Yep.
no, thanks again. We appreciate your time, and I'll make sure to have their website with all your contact info is there.
Excellent.
Good.
Yep.
So that way we'll have that in the description below. So that way if you guys want to contact them or just see where the nearest dealer is for their product, you can get a hold of them.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
We look
thank
forward
you.
to getting your orders.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jonathan, thank you so much.
Thank you.